You I honestly never thought that there would come a time in life where I would solely, truly be alone. I mean, like, the level of loneliness that I have been embodying lately is far different from anything I've experienced before. Okay, but you know, this level of solitude that I'm embodying now, I kind of manifested it because I want to receive what's for me, not not what I have to share with other people in a way that they're gonna steal from me. Like I've always put myself in spaces and environments to look out for other people and missing out on my own blessings. The things the things that are meant for me, I've always missed out on it by overly putting my energy into other people. And like it just hits me crazy when I think about the fact that I truly exist alone right now. Yeah, there are people around in my work. Of course, when I go outside, there are, there are people that exist just like me, but most of them don't vibrate at my frequency, so they don't resonate with my energy. Most people they're just living their own lives. They have their own struggles. They have their own life challenges, so on and so forth. So, you know, it's not the easiest thing for me to connect with people these days because energies, frequencies, and vibrations just don't resonate. But like I'm truly at a point of life where there's nothing else but me. almost 4 years ago when I started dating this girl, I used to always tell her like, I don't have any friends. I don't hang around with people. I'm a loner. She came to see that was true, but like the only people she would see me around would be my cousins. And those were like my closest. Those were the people who I remained the closest to outside of friendships that I acquired in high school. Like I removed myself from most people that I met as friends in high school, and I just totally separated myself because what I started to build is very substantial, and most people who were in my circle just did not support what I was doing. Like even my direct family members, they didn't truly support. But I lived with my brother for the longest, so I just assumed my responsibility of taking care of my own and to keep building on my craft, even if I wasn't getting the support from anyone close to me. I have a cousin, John. He rocked. He wore my clothes a lot. He always came back and gave me feedback of people who liked it and people who he saw wearing it. And like once again, I had close family, which were people who welcomed us here when we moved to America, and like their family or their family somehow has been linked to my family, and that's how I consider them as family. But you know what led me to moving out of Atlanta last year led me away from all of them. And even when I came back this year, they showed me why I left last year. It's just they're not there for me anymore. you know, and something makes me wonder if they've ever been there for me, or they've just always gotten what they needed, and that was enough to do for me, I guess, but I don't really look at things like that. It's what it is now. We're past our own lives. Like, we don't, we don't click, we don't resonate, we don't talk. And now I'm just living in this solitude where I don't talk to nobody. I don't talk to no one. I don't really talk to anyone. I don't spend my time with anyone. Yeah, you might call me dysfunctional, but I'm not dysfunctional. I just have a hard time resonating with what's happening in the world right now and the way people are living their lives. I stick to myself. I smoke a lot of marijuana. Right now, I'm out marijuana. I don't have no marijuana, and I don't have no funds to go buy it. And I'm trying not to go chase after it, but I want it, because outside of people, marijuana has been my only acquaintance. Like, seriously, like it's a whole entity of its own. Like, I don't think people realize how everything we do has its own life. Like, even the words that I'm speaking right now on this podcast, it has its own life. It could feed me a level of dopamine, and it is feeding me a level of dopamine. Reason why I'm speaking how I feel, because I'm releasing the dopamine inside of me to later listen to myself and acknowledge parts of myself that I don't acknowledge. I was just sitting, I'm like, damn, bro, you really alone. Like I lived alone in Hawaii last year, but almost every day I was kind of like in an environment or an area where I would see people, like, without even trying, but now if I actually want to see people and be around a crowd, I have to like move, like get dressed and go somewhere. Like, I might see a few people, but it's actually better. Like, I prefer not having to be forced to see a bunch of people without even trying, because at the time I didn't have shelter, so I lived on the beach in Hawaii. So every day it was just the same thing. Everybody coming to the beach every day on the strip. I'm just out there on the strip every day. I'm seeing a crowd every day, everybody, no time to myself. But I don't think God created us to be in solitude. God didn't create us to be alone, to live in separation. And truth is, I don't want to live in separation. I don't like to live in separation. It's just that the people who's been in my life for the longest, bro, I have to separate myself from them, because they've done nothing but try to sabotage me, to the point where I even sought to hurt myself, which is not hurt myself, but it's to hurt someone else. But eventually that hurt was gonna rub off on me, because I'll have to face the consequences of my actions, but things started to get very critical. The more I tried not to separate myself from people who kept showing me that I needed to separate myself from them. And finally, I made the choice. It's just hard. It's hard. I mean, I made the choice already last year when I decided to walk away, but then I left with someone that was familiar, attached to everything that I was trying to walk away from. So everything I was trying to walk away from, I didn't walk away from. I ended up bringing a part of it with me to where I went. And it took me for took me for a lot of loops. I'm not gonna lie to you. The energy that I carried with me from Atlanta to Hawaii made me suffer. It made me suffer. It made me suffer. Part of me just, I hate to see it as just the girl that I left with, because something tells me it's bigger than just her, you know? But if I'm gonna go to the source of what I'm certain of, is that she is the energy that I took with me that did not bring me peace and instead made me suffer. You know, I fought really hard to be where I am today. Just the peace. Just being able to speak these words. It cost me more than life. If I'm alive today, it's because I chose to fight to remain alive. There is a world that sought to erase me of my existence. Who is that world? Part of it, I believe it's my family. Part of it, I believe it's the industry of art and music. Part of it is the system which controlled me that I went astray from, because I let go of my fear and living in lack. Living my life in a way that goes against the norm led me to becoming a target to a system that controls its people, abuses their minds, and takes advantage of their energy. I fought really hard to get a lot of demonic entities off my back, because all they sought to lead me into is lust. All they sought to lead me into is lust. And I fought them off in the darkest places, alone. And today, I'm just learning to adapt to the detachments from people and things that no longer serve my highest self. You know, I'm still contemplating whether or not marijuana is still beneficial to my growth. But bro, if I tell you one thing, is that marijuana only connects me with myself now. Like it allows me to just connect, because I don't have anyone else to connect with. But at the same time, I don't need marijuana to connect with myself, because I'm connecting with myself right now. And I trust that marijuana is just another way for me to connect with the world without having to be part of the world, or being in the midst of people. And marijuana is like a universal network. Once you start smoking it, It connects you to the ether. It connects you to the world. And the world can lead you to anything. It could lead you to killing yourself. It could lead you to fucking yourself over. It could lead you to constructing, building, being good, being whatever you want the world to lead you to. As long as you choose, it would lead you to it, But they're more likely trying to lead you down the wrong path because that's the world we live in. This word wants to detach you completely from your source so that you don't evolve and accomplish your purpose here on earth. So most of the world gonna try to lead you astray from yourself. You just have to be very disciplined and grounded to fight them off and not let them connive you against yourself. And it's not easy. Look at me. I'm in solitude because I don't want to be around people conniving my energy. Like, I'm really living in total solitude. Like, bruh, you don't understand. If most people try to live the way I live, bro, you would lose your sense. You would lose your mental. Trust me. You don't want half of the way I live my life. A lot of people see my life over social media and they think I got it the best. Well, I can say I got it the best. You know why? Because I'm happy with myself. Even if there's no one to spend the happiness with, I'm happy with myself, and I'm happy with sharing that happiness with myself without needing to share with other people. There are times where I feel really lonely. Like, the reason why I started making this video, I started to feel alone. I started to think, I'm like, damn, bro, like, how is it that you're just alone now? Like, there's no one, bro. No one. Dude. Like, this girl that I met over a year ago before I left Atlanta, her name Naya, she called me a few days ago and she apologized for a lot of things. Most people that have wronged me in life haven't taken the time to even pick up the phone and try to say, I know somehow, somewhere I went wrong and I'm sorry for it. But she did, and that means a lot to me. But at the same time, I live in a world where I know, like, because of who I am and where I'm headed, like, there are certain people who are willing to make whatever sacrifices just to keep me within their energy. Like, even if they might not have my best interest, like, they could feel my evolution and they want to gravitate towards that energy again to hold me down. Because nothing is random, nothing is a coincidence in this life. But like I said, and I also pray to the Most High, if Naya truly is trying to come back into my life with the purest of intentions, God, I pray that you allow it. I want you to allow it to happen, because truly and honestly, I don't want to be alone like this. And I genuinely like Naya. I haven't seen her in forever, but it's just, I have genuine affection for her. We never slept with each other. I always just took her out, took her there, did this, did that, It was almost like I was being her father, But I'm not being no one's father anymore. I myself need fathering, but it's fine. I'm not gonna seek for someone to be my father. God is my father, my creator is my father, and my creator lives in me. And through everything that I've been taught by my parents, I can now parent myself and take it slow to establishing a secure life with myself. Thank you for watching and listening. Peace.